Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Just Enough Heshy Show. ST, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good today.
Okay. I got a lot of stuff on my mind that I want to talk about. I know what we're going to talk. We have a guest coming. We have a calling guest tonight, a very interesting caller. I don't want to shock my audience yet with what his topic is, but you guys are going to be very interested. It's a very serious subject, and he's a recovering
Addict. Maybe we won't say which one just yet.
Let's just leave it alone for now. And he's going to call into the show. His name is Jonathan Shea, and he's going to help us. And not only on his subject, but I guess you'll see
understand addiction in general. I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll learn from and he wrote about whatever. We're gonna talk to him, let him help us,
enlighten us to what's out there. Yeah.
You know how to work with people with issues, so
yes, I would love to hear this side of things.
Besides that, I have other problems that I'm going to talk about a little bit about the interview with yesterday that I watched with Comey. I know you don't like politics, but some things bother me, so I'm going to bring that up.
No, go for it.
But in the meantime, Esty, we have Chamula Jewelers, who are located at 944 Kings Highway, and they're a family-owned business for over 40 years, and they specialize in diamond engagement rings, eternity bands, diamonds, jewelry. You can bring your own jewelry, and they redesign it and freshen it up. Chamula Jewelers, they make your jewelry sparkle. They're located again at 944 Kings Highway, 718-336-1980. You want a special appointment, again, 718-336-1980. Or you could, of course, Green Line Building Solutions. We help you with your stop work orders, your vacate orders, your inspections, your code compliance. We help you get your construction permits. We go to ECB court for your violations, your DEP, your DOB, your FDNY violations. We also help you with your criminal tickets. And we also now specialize with evictions. We have a whole legal staff. We also can help you navigate through the parks departments. We're located in Borough Park at 5318 16th Avenue. Again, 5318 16th Avenue, or you can just call us 718-871-0382, and we can help you through email or set up a special appointment for you. And of course, one of my favorite ads, which is not my best of all of them, is ttstyles.com. That is Tehila Tishler, TEHILA at TEETEESTYLES.com. Or you can just check out her website at TEETEESTYLES.com. She helps you with hair, makeup, wigs, all the events. You can have your wedding event and all that. She comes down. Give her a call at 718-675-6842, 718-675-6842, or go to her website and email you, and she'll come to one of your events or beforehand, and she'll help you out. She's just wonderful. Her prices are great, and I know she's my.
Do you think she'll give me a Just Enough Heshy discount if I want to cut my hair or something?
If you tell her you're calling from the Just Enough Heshy Show, you heard it, she'll give you a discount, especially USD. You would take special care.
I think I need a haircut.
Even though I have an issue with you, there's a new movie coming out, I heard, and you're going to tell me about it.
Yeah.
But who else we got on the list for tonight?
So, we have Soft Fusion Inc. They are a software development company that has been in the business for 15 years, and they help your business run smooth and make sense of computers. I guess they're the computer people. You can call them at 718-215-9800 for a free consultation. We have Pescata Carne. Pescata Carne is a unique approach to the traditional steakhouse restaurant. Its flavorful and exotic dishes appeal to both the simple and sophisticated diner, all with amazing, unique flavors. They are located at 509 Avenue P. You can call and make a reservation at 347-702-5711. And then we have Pescata New York, which we have personally tried. It is amazing dairy restaurant.
And you know what? They also do parties and events. One of my.
I once sent someone there. Like, they needed a place, and they did it very nice.
They do like little Shaver Brachas, birthday parties,
reunions,
engagement parties. Yeah, very
whatever
cute.
they need.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So they're located at 1776 Ocean Avenue. You can call and make a reservation at 718-766-2759, or if you forget the number, there's always Google. Then, of course, we have Orcadia. They have a lunch buffet from 12 to 3 for $25 per person, including coffee and tea, which I hear it's pretty rare to have a buffet style in kosher dining. And then they're located at 4815 12th Avenue.
Thank goodness you remember the address.
I know, I'm getting better at it.
Good.
So and of course, there's me if you need help dealing with anything, or just whatever's going on in your life, you need inspiration, you need hope, you need a better way to process anything. You can email me at changepain@gmail.com, or to make an appointment, my office is located in Borough Park. The phone number is 347-687-9995, because I feel there's a lot of people with,
Well, we're going to talk tonight about this gentleman, and maybe you can help other people. I want to start with my quote of the day and the joke of the day. Now, this is a personal quote. It's a father's thought. It's me. I was with my boys this weekend and their wives, and we took a walk. And this is my epiphany.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it a father's thought. After raising 3 beautiful children with lots of love and all the frustrations, I came to realize they grow up in spite of you. So relax and smile.
Basically, no matter what.
No matter what, they grow up, but you just guide them. But they're going to pick their ways, and they do grow up. So
yeah, we're always worried we're going to mess up our kids. But no, however you, quote unquote, mess up your kids, that's the path that they need to learn. They need to get messed up so they can get fixed.
Now, Esty, you're going to like this joke. Ready?
Okay, go for it.
Recently, I sent it out to everybody. We had the Passover. Right? We had Passover. And at the Passover, when we read the prayers, during it, there's a little story about 4 sons. The wise son, the simple son, the wicked son, the one that doesn't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's simple and plain. It's 4 kids, and we talk about it. My question was to everybody is, why not the 4 daughters? Why always 4 sons? Why not 4 daughters? We spend all that time talking about men and not women.
Isn't that a Jewish thing?
Okay. I'll tell you why, and there's a reason why. Because you can because why you find a wise woman. You can always find a wise woman. You can always find a simple woman. You can even find a wicked woman. But you'll never find a woman that doesn't know anything.
That's a really funny joke.
Okay, anyways, that's my joke of the day. Yeah. So anyways, we're starting our show. Call into the show. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube. You can click Just Enough Heshy on YouTube, or Facebook Just Enough Heshy. You'll see the link. Or Twitter Just Enough Heshy. Or you can call into our show 718-303-9090 and ask us some questions. Now, Esty, I know you don't like politics.
No, I do not like politics. It's just.
But last night there was a guy by the name of Comey, who was the FBI director, and he gets on the show with interview with this Mr. Stephanopoulos, and he says basically they go through why he was fired as the FBI director. I would have fired him right away. The man is a little girl. He gets on there. He says that, oh wow, the president's hands are too small. The president's face is orange. The president is morally unfit to be the president of the United States. Come on. How do you talk like that? But forget about that.
He spoke about like that to like president.
That. And then here's the best part of the whole story is that he says at one point, I didn't want to talk to the president. I was wearing a blue suit, so I was hiding by a blue curtain. This is the head of the FBI hiding away from the president in the room, thinking he could get camouflage.
Wait, who fired him? Did the president fire him?
Yeah, the president fired him. This man, he just says, oh, I'm eating lunch one day. I get a call from my boss, the president. I want to have dinner with you. I was surprised. What do you mean? If I call one of my workers, especially a new worker, I want to have lunch with him or dinner with him, you're going to come and have lunch and dinner with me. Why are you surprised? You're the FBI director. You can't just do whatever you want. And here's what bothered me the most.
Okay.
When they were running for office, Hillary and Trump, he decided against his boss. Remember, he's a worker. He's an FBI director. He decided to make a press conference, which everybody knows, and his boss didn't even give him permission to do it. You just can't do whatever you want. But my point to you is when they get into politics, when these guys get into the office of law enforcement, they have power beyond control. They're not being controlled. They're not being watched. They're not being taken care of. Just like our great, they say Dov Hikien's not running again. Why is he not running again? A very simple reason why he's not running again. Because he's tired of pushing people around, and people are tired and they're pushing back. You know what I mean, Esty? We're tired of this. We're tired of people knocking us around and these politicians just doing whatever they want. Same way with the police doing whatever you want. The other day, 2 black guys were sitting by Starbucks, Esty, and they arrested him.
Why?
Because somebody called on them and said, the police come in. They didn't ask him questions. Can you leave? Or why are you vacant? Why are you sitting here waiting
Maybe they were like hacking a computer system
They
and it
were
was a real
not. They were
thing.
waiting for somebody. They just arrested him. And again,
No, there's no way that the people get arrested based off nothing, especially
well, read
Starbucks
about
probably
it.
has
There was a big
cameras.
protest today. Anyways, everybody, this is the Just Enough Heshy Show, and you can call into the show. We're going to take your calls, and Yaakov is picking them up, but I guess Yaakov is not telling us who's on the phone, so we got to push some buttons, Esty. But Esty, this young man that's going to call into the show, Jonathan Shea, he's very interesting, and I want you to hear and learn, and maybe we can teach others on it. Let's push a button. Which button you're going to push first?
I'm gonna do. Hello, you're on the Just Enough Heshy Show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Okay. Thank God. My name is Maya Weber. I want to ask some questions.
Go for it.
Hi, Heshy. How are you?
Hello, Maya. How are you, Maya? First of all, do you like Trump or don't you like Trump?
I love him. I'm mad love.
Should have he fired this idiot loser? I mean, this guy's like a crybaby, Comey. I mean, he's an FBI agent, and he's a crybaby hiding behind the blue curtain.
Some people never grow up.
Okay, but he's the FBI director who thinks he can push guys like us around, and we're scared of him. I mean, Trump is a good man.
Not anymore. He's gone, right?
I know, thank goodness. But he's lying. He's going on television and he's lying to people. Oh, Trump is cheating on his wife. Who is he? You know what he said, Maya, yesterday that I watched? I'm not sure if the Russians have influence on him. He's not sure.
He's basically just knocking and speculating.
But he's telling us that the Russians have blackmail on the president of the United States. My God, Trump is going to be reelected. I know.
Wait, how could anybody have blackmail on him? He's already done everything ridiculous in the world. I'm sorry, that whole locker room story. What worse could be right? He secretly is what? Everybody already thinks the worst possible. What can we find out except he was like, I don't know, into kids or something. Like they've already blackmailed him for everything.
Right. So Comey wants to write, but he's thinking, I'm not sure. Whatever. Maya, talk to me, baby.
What is the story? Well, Congress I also watched carefully. Congress also had called him a few times and he didn't respond. There's this guy Nunez. He's one of the Congress people, and he's a Republican. He doesn't go for no crap. I mean, he called Rosenstein, and he had a deadline. He had to appear. Upon that, payback time. Upon that, they raided the Michael Cohen's office. I mean, let me ask you a real question, everybody. But let's think a moment. A real question. I'm trying to break my head. I don't understand this. Everybody is human. We're all children from God.
Mm-hmm.
No difference what race we are. No difference even animals, any creature. What's going on here that Republicans, Democrats, they hate a Republican. They will put them in to rot. I mean, it doesn't make no sense.
It works both
Anything
ways.
has a fight. There's a good fight.
This is the problem with politics. That's why I've always said we need a
how low could you go?
Well, let me show you how low. Local politics. We have a great senator. Everybody loves him, Senator Felder. This guy by himself decided, wow, my God, I got enough power now. You never hear from this guy ever, except when he makes a party on the street and he closes off the street on some of the holidays. All of a sudden now he's number 31, 32 vote. He's controlling and holding back budgets and crying about the shoppers. Where were you till now? I mean, you had 6 months to get a budget approved, 6 months to make laws pass, and all of a sudden you wait to the last second and you cry Shabbos and Yontif. Now he's the kingmaker because he's the guy in the middle who's a Democrat. He was elected as a Democrat and he's switching sides as a Republican because the Republicans are helping him. Here are people like this that are politicians. They don't care about us. They shut down the budgets. Everybody says, oh, Felder's going to run again. I wish I could run against Felder. The only problem is he's got a lot of money and everybody actually is going to vote for him. So I'm not even going to waste my time. But he does not deserve to be reelected. I like Simcha, but the man is just a guy who wastes our time. Like this guy, Robert Mueller. He's the special counsel. Millions and millions of dollars are being wasted on this special event. Thank you, Maya, for your call. I love you. You're wonderful. Millions of dollars are being wasted on this investigation, which is going nowhere. we're showing there's no collusion after a year and a half. There's no evidence, no proof, Esther, and they're still playing. Now they found some other evidence with the president's lawyer that it just doesn't end. They're trying to find something to get somebody in trouble when we have murderers and killers and gun murderers and people running around the streets, and this is what they're busy with our millions of dollars. Maya, thank you. Esther, take another
Let
call.
me give me one moment, Heshy. I gotta give me a minute. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love you. I dearly
Because we got to
love you. I
call.
want to
We got a
respond to
guest.
you.
We got a guest coming on at 9:20, so we got to be ready. Go ahead.
Cut me when you're ready. When you want to cut me down, cut me
We're
down.
cutting you down.
I want to respond.
Yeah.
Oh, stop, Heshy. I want to respond to you. I dearly love you, and especially the show as well. But with Simcha, I don't remember. My wife reads all the time some nice article on Shabbos. Forgot which one she read. All the Amiyah, the Mishpacha. She read me the whole thing. What happened, particularly with the example you gave about the budget. Heshy, you have, thank God, beautiful 3 children. Hashem blessed you with those kids. They went through the yeshiva system. No difference whichever school. They learned the secular studies. They learned the medical studies. There's this organization called Step by Step.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing back Hitler. They're saying it outright. No question about it. They want to rip out the Judaism, denying God, everybody, no problems. They fought. They tried to get through to the city to try to cut out the studies, the rabbinical studies. He said we're not learning anything. Only rabbinical studies.
I got you, Maya. The only problem is, Maya.
He pushed it through.
Okay, but Maya, let me just tell you, Maya. But what took him 6 months? Why didn't you wait? Hold on. Why didn't I hear from him when the election campaign was running in November last year with the politicians? Why didn't I hear from him in January, in February? Why did I have to wait for him till 1 day or 2 days before the Passover holiday when the budget had to go through? Why was the government of $200 billion being shut down and being scared by a little guy from Brooklyn? Why did we need somebody to insult the Jews because this little senator out of nowhere, who never opens his mouth, who you never hear picks anybody on either side, never endorses a candidate? We had a big campaign now, as you know, Yeager and Heiken to me, didn't endorse anybody. I mean, come on, man, get up and endorse somebody. Do something. Anyways, I'm upset with Phil. I like some Chabad. Let's take another caller before our show calls in. Take line 4. I think he's.
Hello, you're on the Just Enough Heshy Show.
Yeah, hi, it's Yisrael Meir.
Hey, Yisrael Meir, how are you?
Okay, a couple of things. First of all, I want to tell you that since watching your show from the beginning on YouTube, your viewership has quadrupled.
I love you.
So just keep it up.
Okay.
No, seriously.
Good.
Second of all, I want to know from Esty, this is a question to you.
Okay.
Did you save anyone's life this week or killed anyone?
Oh, wow. So, mate, that's bad.
No, that's fine. So first off,
Did you save anyone?
Did I save anyone? Well, you never know who you save when you talk to people. Have I inspired people and given them direction? Definitely. But I'm very sure that I haven't gotten anybody to kill themselves. I'm not pro-death.
Thank you.
I'm
by the way, Esty is not homosexual. She just kept the door. A lot of people texted me and called me this.
No, they didn't.
They did. I said Esty is just joking that she has the option to be open.
I'm just saying I want to be open to everything because I don't like committing to thought. Who knows what can be?
Right, that's fine.
So she's
actually. I want to comment on that thing with the police officers in Starbucks.
Okay.
You have the story a little wrong. What happened was these 2 African Americans were in the store, and the people who worked in the store asked them, "Are you buying anything?" They don't know, we're waiting for somebody. And they were there a very long time, and they called the police and asked the police to please remove these 2 individuals from the premises. So the police came and said, the people asked you to leave. They said, "Well, wait a second." They said, "It's a long time." So they said, "Listen, I'm sorry, but if you don't leave, we're going to have to arrest you." And they refused to leave, so the police arrested them. So now all of a sudden it became a whole Chagadia in Philadelphia over there. But the truth was the people who work in the store, they were the ones who called the police and asked them to please remove them from the premises.
Oh,
So that is a story.
no. So wait. So then, why would there be a protest? Because any business has a right to refuse not service.
Why
they
would
weren't
it be
even.
a protest? Because in America, anytime a black person does something, I'm sorry to say, it becomes a protest.
But these guys didn't do anything.
No, but hello, if you are sitting in a restaurant ordering nothing, the owner has a right to ask you to leave, and if you don't want to leave, that's already weird. Like, why are you? Someone asks you something, you say no.
But this
So that's what happens. They call the police.
So they're supposed to sit there for forever?
Guys, don't use your brain. This is a Starbucks. You've gone to Dunkin' Donuts. You've gone to McDonald's.
But people order a drink or something, Heshy. Come on.
Okay, they said they were waiting for. Okay.
Usually they don't notice when you don't order, but if they notice and they tell you to leave, you have to.
To arrest them, just send them away. Tell them get out of here.
I'm just telling you who called the. Listen, I'm just telling you who called the police. The workers there called the police. Now the workers say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we shouldn't have called the police." The police didn't do anything wrong. The police were just acting upon, what they felt they had to do.
Just to arrest these guys and put them through the system.
No. I don't know if you heard him. What he said is first they asked him to leave. They refused to leave.
The police asked them to leave.
Yeah, the police were like, "Excuse me, you need to go," and they were like, "No."
So the workers also said, "No, if you're not working, you got to leave."
Okay, well, let's see how this breaks. I hope it doesn't turn into bad.
And by the way, you're right. With Simcha Felder, he is the most powerful person in New York State now because he has the revote, and I think it's pretty. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, but why does he deserve it? I don't see anything. You're right with the yeshiva thing. He's done one thing, but in the last 8 years, have you seen Simcha Felder do anything magnanimous?
It's very tough for someone to satisfy you. You have a problem with a lot of politicians.
But a guy, right? Because I don't see you guys working.
Maybe you don't know what they're working on.
I called Yeager's office twice this week. No return calls. I did not see the sign. Still, I've been bitching about the sign.
I walked by it today, and I was like, the sign is still there.
Is still there, man.
I still got to go in and ask for him.
In politics, it's not a matter of deserving. It's a matter of being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, but you have a job. It's like when you work for me.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I have a client today that was screaming at me, Heshy, you didn't pick up the call all day yesterday. Politicians don't call you back for weeks. I mean, thank God me and Esty are running for district leader. By the way,
I called Heckman's office a while back to help. The guy promised he was going to call me back. He never called me back. So there you go.
The differences between politicians is that it's not a business. And a business, if you don't call your customers back, you end up losing money. Over there's no consequences to not calling back, except you might not get voted in again. But how many people call?
Well, we need your help. That's why we're calling you. We're not playing around. I'm not calling Dover Simcha. Hi, let's go out to dinner.
But I'm sure they have a bunch of crazy people calling, and they just ignore everything.
But that's why you have a staff. That's
right.
Why even us.
By the way, we said before, you said when you got a new work and you want to meet him for dinner. Who's paying, you or him?
I always pay. I never had anybody pay for me yet. Even though it's not true, Piscata has taken care of me and Esty. So
so hey guys, if you want to take me and Heshy out to eat, we are always down. You can hear our opinions, discuss this. Call into the show.
I'm going to take you to Starbucks.
I will accept that.
I love Starbucks. I have no problem. I just won't pay $5 for a coffee. Bye,
guys.
Man. Be good.
Good show.
Thank you.
Wow, that was funny.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take one more phone call. Again, you guys listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show, you can call in at 718-303-9090. Hello, you're on the air with Uncle Heshy and me. Me being Esty, in case I wasn't clear.
Hello.
Hi, this is Josh.
Josh, how are you?
I'm doing well.
This is our guest for the night.
Oh, wow.
I'm very happy you called in and waited for us. I apologize we kept you waiting. I had some things on my mind that I had to get off my chest and local politics, and we got it off our chest temporarily until you called.
Yeah, well, all politics is local.
But I want to tell people who you are. Joshua Shea, is that correct? I said it correctly?
Yes, sir.
And you had an addiction with your recovering porn addict?
Yes, I've been a recovering porn addict for 4 years now.
Esty, and not only that, you wrote a book and you have statistics on. Me and Esty have straight out questions. First of all, we want to hear a little bit about your story, and tell us.
We have
a lot of questions, but we understand people make fun of addictions. People make fun of me. Oh, you don't really have an addiction, but addiction is serious. Whether it's pornography, whether it's smoking, whether it's drugs, and.
So, first of what defines addiction?
No, but I also
first maybe start with your story. Yeah,
right. Tell us a little bit about your story.
How did you know you were an addict?
Okay, well, the dime store tour is that I was an addict. I was an addict for both pornography and alcohol, going back to probably being 12, 13 years old with both.
Oh, wow. How old are you now?
I'm now 42.
Okay.
And I went through the years hiding both of these addictions very, very well. There were things that I took care of privately. Nobody knew about it. As with many addicts, I kind of was running from who I was.
Did you know? Did you know you were an addict? What did you admit it to yourself, or even to yourself you weren't?
I didn't even think of it, to be honest with you. I never even thought about it because I was too busy running from who I was. So I became an overachiever. By the age of 35, I had launched one of the most popular magazines in Central Maine. I started one of Maine's largest film festivals, and I was serving on my city council.
Wow.
But what people didn't see was that as the stress from these things built up, and my businesses started to crumble, I made a very poor decision. I made the decision to pull myself off of medication that I've been taking for 20 years for bipolar disorder. When I pulled myself off the medication, I thought that I could tap into my manic side and maybe save my businesses. Instead, what happened was that both the alcohol and the pornography escalated to places that they'd never been before. And this went on for probably about a year and a half. And then I steadily went downhill as far as my health went, both physical, mental, emotional. My relationships with my wife and my kids got estranged. I was sleeping about 2-3 hours a night. And then all of a sudden, the Maine State Police showed up at my door one day in early 2014 to tell me that several months earlier, I had engaged in a chat room liaison with somebody who was a teenage girl.
Oh, wow.
And at that moment, my entire life ended as I knew it. And I thought to myself, if everything's over, this is horrible. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'll tell you now, a little more than 4 years later, I'm 4 years sober. That was the best day of my life. Those police showing up at my door saved my life. It has allowed me to understand who I really am, why I made decisions the way I did my entire life, how different aspects of things that I can control and things that I can't control played into where I got. And I wrote this book basically to show two things. Number one, anybody can be a porn addict. I was your white-collar professional guy who nobody would have ever expected this.
Explain to me just the porn addict. What is, I understand what porn is, but what does that mean?
What does it mean, addict? What's the regular use?
But what did you do to be the porn addict that you claim?
Well, an addict, and this is true for any substance or behavior, and being an addict basically means that the substance or behavior has taken over your life in a way that's causing negative consequences in other aspects of your life. It also involves a lot of depression, a lot of making promises to yourself. You know, if you ever promise yourself, I'm not going to do this again, and then the next day you're doing it and you can't stop yourself. Well, I'm never going to do this again, and the next day you can't stop yourself.
Yeah.
I reached a critical point where I was showing up for work half the time. I was showering once a week. I was barely talking to my wife and kids. I didn't care about anything around me, and I kept telling myself that I didn't have any problems. I was just going through a rough patch at work.
And your wife and kids didn't know that. Forget the porn part of it, you were able to hide it, but the alcohol, I mean, I'm sure we smelled alcohol on you, or you got drunk. I mean, people must have noticed that.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. My wife had problems with my alcohol use for years, but I got to such a point with alienating them and with not having them be a part of my life because I was so busy that, you know, she's told me in the years since that about 6-8 months before I was arrested, she kind of threw the towel in because she was done trying to help me. She was done trying to save me because I wouldn't listen to her. I didn't care if I was out drunk driving. I didn't care if I was out till 2 a.m. I didn't care about her thoughts. I didn't care about the kids. All I cared about was trying to save my businesses. And my porn use was usually between midnight and 4 a.m. so that she was asleep, the kids were asleep, nobody knew about it. She just thought I was up drinking, working on the magazine.
Now, my listeners, I mean, at least me, porn news to me is a cute little thing. I mean, you get on the internet, you see a dirty picture, you have a good laugh, and or you play a video, like say, send it out on the WhatsApp, and you have a good laugh at it. And I delete it. I try not to do it, but the point is, to us, we don't. That's what to me porn is. Oh my gosh, a video, and that's it. I mean, what is? Explain to me what.
No, what I wanted to know is if, let's say, you watch it all the time, but it doesn't affect your life, then you're not an addict. Like, let's say you're able to watch it every free moment, but otherwise you take care of your business, you take care of your family. Is that not considered addiction, or is it only if it affects your life?
It's up to the individual person to decide. Addiction is as much subjective as it is objective. If it's not having any actual effect on your life, then you are either in denial or no, you're not an addict. I mean, look at all the people who are out at bars tonight who aren't alcoholics. Look at all the people who are in casinos that aren't gambling addicts.
Right.
You can be recreational with your different behaviors and the different substances you use without being a full-blown addict. I mean, I can sit in front of a slot machine and walk away whenever I want. I don't have the gambling addict thing going for me, but I can't do that with porn, and I can't do that with alcohol.
What do you mean you can't do that with porn? Explain now. That I want you to explain. What do you mean? I'm watching a video. The video is over. Goodbye. Have a good time. I'm done.
Have you been on the internet? There's another video right after that, and then there's another video right after that, and there's the one after that. And you know what's great about porn? It never says no to you. It never asks you to meet its needs. It never asks for any intimacy. It's always there for you. And you know what? It can be a blonde girl. It can be 2 blonde girls. It can be 6 guys. It can be 7 old people. It can be whatever you want.
Yeah, but as growing up as a kid, growing up as a kid in the 70s and 80s, we had magazines, we had porn, I know you're saying not the internet, but I was able to go to dirty movies if I wanted to in the theaters. I mean, we had it. I mean, is it different?
You had to leave your house. You had to leave your house. And the thing is, and I'm probably the last generation to get hooked on, VHS tapes and magazines. If you look at statistics, 18 to 30 years old, 33% of men self-identify as having an issue with pornography. 18 to 30 years old. Can you imagine? 1 out of every 3 men that you see, 18 to 30 years old, believes they have a problem with pornography.
Is there a demographic on race or religion, or just across the board?
Well, it definitely hits younger people harder because they've grown up in a world that has only had the internet, so they don't need to go and buy magazines and go to theaters. Theaters don't exist anymore. You don't need them. Magazines subscriptions have disappeared because you don't need them. Yeah, go ahead.
So my question is, it's just that today's day we see so much nudity all over the place. The fact that they have nudist colonies, the fact that every movie has that. I feel like we're desensitized from it. Where I don't know if it will be an addiction in the future because it's so available. We won't need it. It won't be like, oh wow, there's a girl doing whatever. It'll be like, yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. It's not going to affect us the same way. I feel like it'll be easier.
Well, statistics and science would say otherwise, because really it's about the use of it and your relationship with it.
It's instant gratification, so it's easier. You don't have to, right. It's just like, I want it, I have it right away. It's the same like watching shows. Instead of living your life, you can just watch other people living their life, and it's an instant, I can have all the feelings I want right away without having to do anything or work in any way for it.
Well, and remember, this is addiction also. I can tell you that the first time I looked at hardcore porn when I was 12 years old, I had the same feeling in my head as when I got drunk when I was 13 or 14 years old for the first time. I felt in my mind, oh my God, I've just figured something out here. I just discovered something. I just found the secret to make myself happy, to calm myself down. When I hate myself, when I'm running from myself, I can drink, I can look at this stuff, and I feel better. That's the addiction part of it. There are people who could be in a nudist colony 24/7 and never have an issue with it, but you put a beer in front of them and they'll go nuts.
It's basically not knowing how to soothe yourself in a healthy way.
Absolutely. Addiction is about coping. It's about stress. It's about anxiety. My problems were never truly my drinking or my porn. Those were symptoms of other problems that I hadn't really dealt with.
I was going to ask that obviously your childhood couldn't have been that easy if you felt that these were the only coping mechanisms available to you.
There were aspects of abuse in my childhood from a caregiver that I had. It wasn't my parents. It was a non-family member who was a caregiver, took care of me when I was a little kid, when they were at work. And then after school, for the first few years I was in elementary school, there was definite abuse that happened there. And that was where I developed my coping mechanisms. I developed my survival skills.
Yeah. Even so,
they never changed. Yeah.
So even if you're a parent and you do great, you can never, fully protect your kid if they're meant to go through whatever it is. And this helped you with your path and made you who you are today, and you're helping others learn. So this experience it helped get you where you are today. My question is, so were you able to avoid not go back on the meds, or it's still something that? What I'm curious is, did you find the cure for bipolar? Not the cure. I feel if you go to enough therapy, there is a way to heal it. Were you able to do that, or it's still not? You still need meds.
No. I know that without the pills, and I pulled myself off my pills probably 3 times over
and it never
the
worked.
20 years I was on them. No, I pulled myself off them, and there was a horrible reaction every time. Because somebody like myself with bipolar disorder, we go years without any incidents. We start to think that we're normal. So we say, okay, I don't need to take these pills. And that never works out well. And 3 times it didn't work out well. And so after I was arrested, one of the first things I did was try to get the pills back into me, because it's a chemical imbalance. If I'm missing X and I need Y, then I'm going to take that if that's going to allow me.
Joshua, let me explain to the audience. It's just one little itty bitty pill, correct?
Yeah, I actually take more pills for indigestion than I do for bipolar.
Right, but you feel powerful when you heal them better, and you just don't want it to. Which I understand, but I don't understand. If it's one little pill, I have a lot of friends who are diabetic, and they don't want to take the medicine when they're feeling better, and they don't understand. They can go into shock and they die. I have a question for you, Josh. Before we end up with you, how did you? How does a guy, not like me, but okay, even say me, we are addicted. We have addictions. I know I have an addiction for food and cigarettes, which I'm working on, but I'm not asking your solution on that. There are people out there with porn addictions. I know it. I know, I've heard of it, and people who sit up there and have marriages that are crumbling. I know now a young man that was just arrested, also because of the internet. They found pictures on his computer, which you're lucky that it wasn't pictures of child pornography. You'd be really dead, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And when my wife came and picked me up from jail, her first question was, "You weren't talking to a little kid, were you?" And it was, "Of course not." But I've met plenty of people who have done that since. That's a sickness as well.
Help us. How do we fix? I know it's not a quick fix. Where do I go? What do I do? How do I think? Help me get better, Josh, because we're in trouble. Tell us what to do.
Well, I think that if we're going to take care of pornography in this country and not end up at a place where 1 out of every 3 men is addicted in the next couple of generations, I think that we have to start treating this with our kids. And we have to treat it like, I'm sure you did a speech to your kids about not taking drugs, or I'm sure you did a speech to your kids about looking both ways before they cross the street. 5- and 6-year-old kids don't need to know the inner workings of porn. They just need to know, if you see pictures of naked people on the internet, I need you to come tell me. Much like you'd say with drugs or alcohol. Yeah, and kids want direction. Kids want to know right from wrong. You don't have to make a big production of it. Most kids in this world aren't on drugs. Most kids in this world look both ways when they cross the street. Instead of being so freaked out that there's pornography out there, just tell your kids it's out there and tell them to avoid it early on, and you'll probably be shocked as a society how much that works.
Wait, you think they should avoid it altogether? Like, isn't it normal for adults? Like, I'm not in an addiction way, but to see what's out there.
If they're 6 years old and they find
what about
6 years old? Yeah.
No, but what about like you, 10, 12, when the urges start coming up? I know I sat my boys down when they were 12.
That's a different conversation. That's when you start to get into more of the.
So what age is okay?
More specifics. What age is okay for what?
Well, 18, I guess. It says on the site that you need to be 18 in order to
No,
enter,
but that's
no?
to watch this.
Right.
But I'm saying I know I sat my boys down at 12, 13, and I explained to them about sex. I explained to them, of course, about drugs. I explained to them about pornography. But again, I couldn't control them when they grow up, or I can't see what they're doing all this. In the religious Hasidic community, they don't even let you have telephones because they don't want you to ever see this. But I know that once they get
Those people have the biggest problems in the end.
They have the biggest problems at the end.
Exactly.
So you're just telling me have a chat with the kid, and that's good enough?
I'm saying introduce it early on, and as you start to have more chats, continue to talk about it. Make sure that your 15-year-old son understands that these, fake-looking women on the videos who will do anything for their guy are actresses and aren't really like that. And that's not how you can think about women in real life. I've talked to so many different doctors who have patients in their late teens, early 20s who are guys who the only way that they can actually perform with their girlfriend or their wife is to have pornography playing while they're doing it. Because if they can't perform.
Wow.
We don't want a society like this, so we have to talk about it. It's why I called my book "The Addiction Nobody Will Talk About." Because as a society, we don't talk about pornography. Yet the statistics suggest that almost 80% of us who are under 60 years old look at it.
So again, your book is called what? Tell it to everybody.
The book is called "The Addiction Nobody Will Talk About." If you want to get it, if you want to get it, and you can also learn a lot of. If you think you have a porn addiction and you want some resources, you can either buy the book or look at the resources on my website. It's very simple, recoveringpornaddict.com.
Yeah, I was going to say that, recoveringpornaddict.com. And the book is called, again, The Addiction No One Talks About?
The Addiction Nobody Will Talk About.
True.
Nobody will talk. And it's out now that we can all get it.
Yeah, you can go into Amazon if you want to skip my website, but like I said, go through my website and you'll find a lot more information on porn addiction that, forget my story. If you look at statistics, because this is now finally being studied, they're going to blow your mind because we're in for some major trouble in the next 20, 30 years if we've got a generation of men who think that this is what's normal.
Now, can I switch sides and ask you, do the women have this issue as well?
They do. It's in smaller numbers. It's about 1/3 to 1/2 of what men have, although younger women are starting to catch up numbers-wise. Here's the most interesting thing about women. Percentage-wise, women who are porn addicts take it outside and start acting out physically far more than men do. Most men who are porn addicts leave it at pornography on the screen or on the magazine pages.
It's probably easier for women to take it outside than for men a lot of times.
I think that's part of it, and I think it's also the emotional thing as well that you maybe don't get from a screen that you can get from personal contact.
Wow.
So Cassie, so you've obviously gone to therapy for this stuff, right, or some sort of recovery?
Oh yeah, ongoing. Yep, I went to a inpatient rehab, and I'm in regular therapy.
I was going to ask, do you think there'll ever be a point where you do enough therapy that you go into your childhood and you get rid of it, or you think this is going to be forever?
I have done most of that with my childhood already. And I've worked through the demons of my childhood. It's a matter of now keeping my addictions front and center in my mind, making sure that when there are triggers, I don't fall back into bad behaviors, understanding when I have a strong reaction to something. If, you guys started being absolutely nasty to me right now, I'd have a reaction. What I need to do is stop and recognize why I had that reaction. And that's something that I regularly talk about in therapy, is why I think and why I act and why I believe the way I do.
So I have a question. This might be controversial. So I believe that anybody with addiction, right, if you cannot, let's say, drink one glass of beer and you abstain from it completely, then you didn't get over your addiction. That means you're just covering up the symptoms. That if you are truly getting past it, you'd be able to drink one beer and be like, okay, that's all I need. And cutting off from it doesn't mean you're healthy. Heroin is physically addictive. Like you take one shot or maybe two.
Alcoholism?
No, because you can drink a beer like every second day and your body won't crave it.
You're making the mistake most people make. You're comparing addictions. When addiction, yes, drugs and alcohol will do physical things to you differently, but what's happening in your brain, whether it's sex or porn or gambling or drugs or food, that little dopamine hit that you get is the same through all addiction. And that's why people can't touch their addictive behaviors or addictive substances.
But that means they didn't get rid of it. They're just blocking it.
No,
you're not going to get rid of it. You're not going to get rid of it
ever.
Because addiction is a disease that changes your brain chemistry.
And it can't be changed back with the right therapy, what does it represent, how to, if you find out your addiction represents a certain feeling, and then every time you get that feeling, you have a different way to represent it, then you can have that one. So I know, so they haven't yet come up with it. It's very new. Right now, the current theory is if you have an addiction for something, you just stop doing it for the rest of your life, and that means you're recovered.
No,
I'm saying I don't believe.
No, it's not what he says.
That's not true. That's not true, because think about it this way. Think about people who have eating disorders or food addictions. You can't stop eating food. I haven't stopped having sex with my wife. I can still watch a movie if it has nudity in it. The key for somebody like me or somebody who has an eating disorder, it's about a healthy relationship with the problem, with their addiction. It's not about abstinence. Heroin, it's about abstinence. Alcohol, it's about abstinence.
Why alcohol?
It's not about abstinence in my case.
I don't understand why alcohol. Heroin, I understand that physically your body, you take it once your body needs it. But alcohol, so many people drink it and have no problem.
It's what's happening in your brain. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with being drunk. It has to do with what's happening in your brain.
Then why with food it could be like that?
It's not, because look at me. I get crazy when even though I'm not hungry or I had a meal, I get crazy when I see certain foods, or in the middle of the night, I just want something crazy from the refrigerator and I don't need it. I understand what he's saying. Of course, I'm not comparing my addiction to his, but I understand a little bit what he's going. Joshua,
I don't know. I want to be able to have a world where you can where alcoholics can still get drunk every once in a while, and it shouldn't be an addiction.
You're talking crazy.
No, I think it's out there.
Well, and I want a world where we can all ride on dragons. But it's not gonna happen.
No, I believe it's the next future. It's in the future. Cassie, have you ever heard of a therapy called IFS, Internal Family Systems?
Excuse me?
Have you ever heard of a therapy called Internal Family Systems, IFS?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever actually done it?
No, I have not.
So I find that that's the most advanced form of therapy, where they can actually get you to stop having an addiction altogether. I mean, I feel like it's worked on some people, but if you would want to ever look into a place where you could maybe start drinking after, that would be the place to do.
Tell him to go back to Joshua.
You can provide studies and long-term research and studies. If it works,
it's very new, so you'd be a pioneer and you'd have to blaze through.
Joshua, you've been a wonderful guest. Thank you. Again, the name of your book is called The Addiction Nobody Will Talk About, and they can get it on your website or Amazon. But what's your website again, one more time?
It is recoveringpornaddict.com.
And they can they can also view a lot of statistics and learn a lot from you. Joshua, thank you for your time. Thank you for your advice. And by the way, your family and children and wife, the way I understood from the end of our conversation, things are getting better. Am I correct?
We are in a healthier place than we have been in our entire lives together.
Wow.
Good for you. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your help. And I hope that you'll call us again and give us a little bit more insight and help us out a little bit more.
And thank you both for having me. I appreciate this so much. You do a lot just bringing this issue to the forefront. So
it was a pleasure.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, have a good night.
See, Esther, this is a smart man. This is a man that understood. He answered your question straight out.
Oh, I forgot to ask him one question. I was going to ask him, how can he even talk about this? Like, most people would be so embarrassed to even talk about it. And the fact that he has the courage to say, hey, this was me, and be open about it is amazing.
That's why he wrote. These are the special people who bring a guy who fought back. You heard what he said. He fell down. He was in jail. He lost his family, and he fought back, and he understood.
Amazing.
Some people, like you said, don't want to take your medicine. He's taking it. He understands that he doesn't want to take it, but he has no choice. These are men of courage. These are men of coming back. And that's why I had him on the show, because when I read about him, I just said, wow. I mean, here's a guy who came from hell and back.
You know what I love that he said? He said that the first time cops came to him about stuff he had, he said that was the best day of his life. And so many times when bad things happen to us, we think this is so bad.
I don't agree with
No,
you.
a lot of times when bad things happen to us, it's actually the best thing for us because there's no other way for us to grow and learn. So that's amazing. I love that he knew it. He knew, hey, this thing made me better.
I have a lot of other topics we didn't get to, but we're going to anyways tell everybody about Chamula Jewelers, which is a family-owned business for over 40 years. They specialize in diamond engagement rings, eternity bands, and diamond jewelry. Or you can bring your old jewelry and redesign it and freshen it up for a great new look. Chamula Jewelers, they make your jewelry sparkle for you. You can visit them at 944 Kings Highway in Brooklyn, or you can call them at 718-336-1980. You can make a special appointment and meet one of their people there. You can also call, of course, and come to Green Line Building Solutions. We help you with your stop work orders, with your vacate orders, with your violations, with your permits, with your plans. We help you get your construction permit, your plumbing permit. We help you with your FDNY criminal tickets, and we help you navigate through National Grid and many other government agencies like the park departments and the DEP. You can visit us also at Borough Park, Brooklyn, at 5318 16th Avenue. That's the corner of 54th Street and 16th Avenue. We have a cafe next door in case we keep you waiting. Or you can call us at 718-871-0382 for an appointment. 718-871-0382. We have late night appointments. And of course, we have TTStyles.com, Tehila Tischler, TEETEESTYLES.com. You can call her at 718-675-6842, 718-675-6842, or email her at Tehila, TEHILA, at TEETEESTYLES.com for your events, your fairs, your makeup, your wigs, and so on. She's just wonderful. You make private appointments with her. She really does good work and good prices. What else you got, Esty?
So yeah, we have a Orchidia. Someone asked me about which of the advertisements have a buffet. They have a buffet from 12 to 3 every day for $25 a person. They're located at 4815 12th Avenue. You can go there. They're open till 10. We have Soft Fusion.
They have alcohol also, correct?
They do have alcohol, and they're bartender.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also
the maitre d'.
The maitre d'.
Yeah, I just help out wherever. I like being busy, you know.
I got you.
Software Inc. They're a software development company that can help you with whatever software issues you might have. You can call them at 718-215-9800 for a free consultation. We have Pescata Carne. They're a meat restaurant that's amazing, located at 509 Avenue P. You can call and make a reservation at 347-702-5711. And we also have Pescata New York, which is their dairy version, which we've been there. They have amazing.
And you know, they have
s'mores drink.
They have a party room, which I have one of my friends doing it. They have an actual party room, which they can hold up to like 60, 70 people. And you can have like birthday events, engagement parties, and so on.
So yeah, they're located at 1776 Ocean Avenue, and you can make a reservation at 718-766-2759. And if you need any help with anything, my office is located right around the corner from Heshy's office. You can email me at changepain@gmail.com or call 347-687-9995 and get the inspiration help that you need. You know, I was thinking about how.
Actually, before you think, I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
Because I have to get this out of my head. Okay, I know the time is running. You know Donald Trump is the president of the United States.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You knew that he bombed Syria?
What?
He bombed. I'm going to kill you.
He just went and bombed them?
He didn't just went and bomb them. It was all over the news. He told everybody he's going to bomb them.
I don't have a TV in my house. Where am I supposed to get this? On Facebook?
But didn't you read the papers? Right, Facebook.
I don't read the paper. I don't have a TV. What?
But these Syrians, they gassed their people, so Trump got upset and he went in there and bombed them now? I'll kill you, Esther.
What? No. I thought I have heard about the whole war with the Asian country. I forgot which one. That where he wants to.
North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea. They both have a bigger button. Who has the bigger, redder button that can like destroy everything?
Okay.
But I did not hear about the Syrian thing. No.
He bombed the country.
Like the whole country?
No,
everyone's
just
gone?
a few small sections of it.
Okay.
Okay, and to teach them a lesson that they shouldn't use.
Are we pro that?
Weapons.
Are we against that? I mean,
we're pro that. We don't want them to kill more people. There's thousands of people being killed by chemical weapons. That this president just kills his own people, punishes them, or to use chemical weapons. We want them to stop, so we blew up their chemical weapons plant.
Okay, so good for us. Yay?
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't know. Maybe some people are against it, like, oh, lives matter, even bad people lives. I don't know.
Okay, so let's.
I
guess we skip this up. Let's go to your side. I give up.
No, you know what I want to say? You know, this guy was saying how some Republicans hate Democrats and vice versa.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, You know what it is? They're just hating. It's basically, I don't want to be the bad guy. Let me find someone else to be the bad guy. So they're like, oh, the Republicans, they're the evil in the world. We always want to blame the evil on everyone else except ourselves. Any evil you see anywhere in the world, that's you. That's always you. There's no evil except the evil you can see. If you can see it, that means it's in you, and you got yourself to work on. So when Democrats hate Republicans, they're just playing off each other to make somebody else the bad guy that's not them. If they could just say, hey, everyone's the good guy, it'd be better off. And I was also thinking, like, you know how when there's us versus them, the us, like we should have forgiveness for our people, but we should judge and punish their people. So if you make everybody an us, then you won't have anybody. You won't have anybody being the bad guy that needs to be punished, you know, because your people you want forgiveness for, but other people you want punishment for. So if you can just accept that everybody isn't us, then you have forgiveness for everyone. Oh, you see, I lost my train of thought. That's I don't.
We're gonna take. We have one more. Do we have time for another caller? Esther, take a call.
Okay.
But Esther, I have one question for you. There's a guy who's in jail. He's being paroled after like 40, 50 years for shooting a cop. He did his time, good behavior. Should we let him out or not?
That's a tough one. Is he going to do it again? Have they tried?
He's 50, 60 something years
old. So yeah, this is the Just Enough Heshy Show. You can call in at 718-303-9090. Hello, you're on the air with Uncle Heshy and Esty.
Yeah, this is Joe. I just wanted to comment on the two addictions you were discussing. One was the drinking. A friend of mine got ditched by his girlfriend a couple of years ago, and then he was like kind of calling me all the time. But he was dating on Plenty of Fish, and it seemed like almost every girl he met wanted wine. Which was interesting, you know, like just on the first meeting, you know, so I'm wondering, and then some of these were like on a Tuesday night. So I do wonder if people, you know, even a little bit older are drinking too much on these first meeting dates. That would be one question. And then what the porn addiction, I think there's sometimes there's a mix of things going on. They might be looking, they might be frigid or something like that, and they might be looking at a beach scene. They might be attracted, if they're darker skinned, to lighter skinned people, and they're looking at that, or vice versa. So I think they're also exploring attractions that might be slightly out of reach based on, say, a location, for example. So you do get that as well, or they're trying to be inspired by people that are in better shape, and it might inspire them to go in the gym, get to the gym. So there's different things, I think.
There's a lot of places you can go to admire people that go to the gym. It doesn't have to be. They don't have to be naked. I mean, there's enough movies out there that show you people
That's not what he's saying. Some people are shy, and some people do it. I got you. Thank you for your call, Joe. Thank you so much.
Wait, no, but did you have a specific question?
No, he just made a comment.
Oh, okay.
Take the next call, Esty. We still got 3 minutes to go. Thank you, Joe. Hello, you're on the air with Heshy and Esty.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Turn your radio down in the back. You got a couple minutes.
Okay, I'm not sure if you guys are hearing me. Are you guys hearing me correctly?
Yeah, you got 2 minutes.
All right, no problem. This is, Tipsy. So you guys were discussing Trump and Trump bombing Syria.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he was absolutely incorrect in bombing Syria.
Wow.
So they should have let them gas their people?
Whether or not Assad actually did bomb his people, or whether or not, exactly who was actually at fault for bombing Syria is, really hard to say. It may have been Assad, it may have been somebody else, it may have been the Russians trying to frame Assad. We don't know that for sure. And I certainly know that by attacking their military bases, or even by attacking innocent civilians, we gain absolutely nothing. We are spending a fortune. We're spending billions of dollars by dropping bombs on them, when that money can actually be much better used here in the States. I mean, look at Flint, Michigan, and people are dying.
I agree. But you know what? And thank you for your call, Yitzi. Thank you. But you know what, Yitzi? You know that I was watching a video that came out Thursday for Holocaust Remembrance Day. And they said that 1/3 of Americans, maybe even more, maybe I think 60% of Americans today don't even know that the Holocaust existed or know anything about Auschwitz.
Wow.
Yeah. So we just can't let the past go unpunished, or people being killed. Even in Syria, that's a million miles away. I don't care who was framed. They blew up chemical weapons plants. I'm sure Trump didn't just go in and blow up places without knowing and getting a proper intel. They went in there and said, hey, man, this is where it's being manufactured. This is where we have to show them. And I heard they gave the Russians a heads up anyways on it.
I'm sure there's a budget. He was saying how, and why did they do that? Why did they bomb the people there? They could have used the money for something else. I'm sure there's separate budgets for each thing.
Yeah, but if you're not going to use the money for killing people, then you use it for our people. He's right.
Yeah, I feel like there's a budget that gets put, and even if it doesn't get used, it still gets used.
No, it shouldn't be that way, Esther. You're wrong. You're wrong. It should be used for us and take care of us. Well, everybody, we're coming down. We're coming down to the end of the show. I had a great time with you, Esther.
Yeah, me too.
And I learned a lot. And I'd like to give you a final quote, which I know you're going to like.
Go for it.
And it's about dreams. When we destroy the dreams of others, we produce those individuals that will create our nightmares.
Wait, what?
When we destroy the dreams of others, that means if somebody has a life, if somebody has a future, somebody has a dream to get something accomplished, and we knock them and we hurt them, we create the individual that, of our nightmares, like it bothers us that we hurt somebody else.
That's true. Okay. We create our own hell.
We create our own hell. That's what you always want to hear. Everybody, thank you for listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show. We'll see you again tomorrow night, and you can look at the show again live on YouTube if you want to just watch me and Esty talk. Thank you again, everybody.
And we're running for district council. Vote for us.